Hello, this is Vincent. I'm super excited because my friend Ron, thank you Ron so much, sent me a KeyForge deck. And so I decided to do a quick little unboxing video of this KeyForge deck. Now, this is Age of Ascension, which is the latest set. I have not got to play much Age of Ascension, and I actually don't know what all the cards in Age of Ascension are. I remember that I've currently opened 2 Age of Ascension decks, and one of them had 7 Plague Rats in it, which is pretty crazy. Turns out it's not quite as rare as I initially thought, but if you want to see my reaction to that when I thought it was incredibly rare, you can catch that on one of the videos on our YouTube channel. So, be worth checking out. Anyways, let's crack this open and let's see what's in this this box, I guess. Okay, let's see. All right, come on, camera person. Let's look at it closer. I forgot. I think they changed the way that these open. So yeah, these now open on the sides, and it probably would have been helpful if I had like an X-Acto knife or something, but you know, whatever. I have plenty of extra boxes if I need them. So let's see. I don't want to look directly at the checklist. We have Masked Sorcha of the Canyon. So not a terrible name. I've seen some pretty terrible names, but usually for this you want either like a really cool name or a really funny name. This kind of just is sort of generic on that front. And you get to watch me be horrible at opening things. Let's see. I feel like the SpongeBob thing will pop up like 10 minutes later, 1 hour later. Alright, so let's ignore that, because I don't want to see the deck list. And we'll jump into it. So we have the World Tree. As an action, return a creature from the discard pile to the top of the deck. Pretty cool. I remember, I have a deck with this card in it. This is from the older set. This guy played, I think it's called like Tomb of Annihilation or something like that. Whenever a creature enters the discard pile, they get removed from the game. And so it made my World Tree useless, and I've never gotten to use it because of that. The Seed, I know that this card's really good. You can sacrifice it, return a card from your discard pile to your hand. Really good card there. I've never gotten to use one. Mimicry, I've never gotten to use this either, but you can treat it as a copy of an action in your opponent's discard pile, which is amazing. And I believe this is a newer card. It's Tree. I love trees. He even has a cool face, and I think he even has a tongue. Not sure how that works, but there you go. He deals only 2 damage when fighting, which makes sense to help balance him out because he has 9 power. In his fight, discard a random card from your opponent's archives. I think he's actually pretty good from what I mean, I haven't seen anything online about this guy, but he seems like he's pretty alright. And I like him because he's a tree. Then we have Regrowth, another Regrowth. The Marmo Swarm has +1 power for each amber in your pool. So those guys seem really good. We have a Key Charge. Okay, honestly, this Untamed seems pretty powerful so far. We have a Full Moon. For the remainder of the turn, gain 1 amber each time you play a creature. We have 2 Full Moons and a Dusk Witch. I'm pretty sure I heard people online saying this creature is really good. Your creature's interplay ready. So the only thing that seems like it could be bad in this deck, or in this suite of cards, is if we don't have enough creatures. Darna, you get to play her, gain 1 amber for each damage friendly creature, and then you can reap to heal 2 damage from a friendly creature. Yeah, she seems alright. So this seems like a pretty powerful suite of cards. The only downside seems to be that you have 2 Regrowths, and then you have the 2 Full Moons, which are very synergistic with creatures. But we only have 4 creatures in the Untamed, so it's going to be hard to use your own Untamed cards on your Untamed creatures. But the cards that aren't creatures are really good in the decks. And then the creatures themselves seem pretty solid overall, especially the Dusk Witch. Because the Dusk Witch seems like something they're going to have to deal with immediately, so that's just really good. So hopefully, with our Sanctum and Dis, we get some really powerful stuff. And hopefully we get some creatures, because we don't want this deck to fail because it doesn't have enough creatures. Seraphic Armor gives you an amber, gives it +1 armor, and it fully heals the creature. This is pretty solid, or it seems pretty solid as long as we're going to have creatures. Sigil of Brotherhood, you can sacrifice it. For the remainder of the turn, you may use friendly Sanctum creatures. This could be very important in this deck as long as we have Sanctum creatures. That way we can call Untamed, use all of our good Untamed cards, such as the Well, I guess you can't use the full moon and then play it. But anyways, it'd still help out a lot. Hadros Wall. Each friendly flank creature gets +2 power. Seems like an alright card. Doorstep to Heaven. So amazing card. Take Hostages. Really good if you have a strong creature to block with it. Or to hold their amber. Smite. Ready and fight with a friendly creature. Deal 2 damage to the attack creature's neighbors. Okay, that seems pretty good. Smite's my favorite card in my game, Spellslinger, so I'm going to be naturally inclined to enjoy that card. Sir Marrow's. After your opponent gains Amber by reaping, Sir Marrow captures it. Ooh, that's pretty mean right there. And he's a 4 power and 2. I wish we had more of him. Healing Blast. Fully heal a creature if you healed 4 more damage, so I gain 2 Amber. Hollowed Shield. Choose a creature for the remainder of the turn. The chosen creature cannot be dealt damage. Yeah, sure, that's pretty good. Chalet, the Safeguard, deploy and taunt, so you can play Chalet anywhere in the lineup, and then has taunt, which is really good. Blinding Light, upon the Armor Smith, other friendly creatures get +1 armor. Action for the remainder of the turn, other friendly creatures get +1 armor. Okay, so I'm very worried with the low amount of creatures we have. It's very unfortunate so far because the cards in this deck seem very good overall. So hopefully our disc can be just tons of creatures and we can pull through. So we have Scullion, 7 power, 2 armor. This has to have a downside because that's way too strong. Play, sacrifice a friendly creature. That can be pretty brutal in this deck considering that we don't have many creatures, but we do have tons of way to reuse our creatures with the regrowths and the World Tree, so maybe we can make Scullion work. Pain Reaction. Deal 2 damage to an enemy creature. If this damage destroys the creature, deal 2 damage to each of that creature's neighbors. Okay, so that's pretty cool. In the first set, I don't believe Dis had cards that necessarily dealt damage. They had a lot of destroy effects, but this seems kind of like a Logos effect. But it's good nonetheless. This seems like an actually pretty good card. And we have 2 of them. So that's pretty awesome. We have Life Ward. Your opponents cannot play creatures on the next turn. Might be beneficial since we don't have many creatures. Bloodshard Imp. After a creature reaps, its controller must sacrifice it. This might be good considering that it doesn't look like we're going to have many creatures that we're going to be reaping with. Like, that's not our main strategy. So to have it where they sacrifice their creatures after reaping can be really good. This card destroys each creature in play, and then it ends your turn. This seems like a pretty solid card for this deck. Schuler, if your opponent has 4 more Amber, you get to steal 1. Misery Exploit, gain 1 Amber for each damaged enemy creature. So the Misery Exploits seem really good with the Pain Reactions, because you can damage a lot of the creatures, and then you can Misery Exploit them. And then we have Gub. When Gub is not on the flank, it gets +5 power and taunt. Charette, and then Charette. So I don't know. I feel I haven't done a lot of research, but I feel like you probably want at least 15 creatures overall. So we have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 13 creatures. We're on the low side. I'm very curious to see what you think about this deck, though, because I like that it has a key charge, it has the Mimicry. I still feel like Regrowth and Full Moon's pretty solid cards overall. It has the Seed. It seems like the disc part of it's pretty solid. It has like Destruction, a lot of good actions with that. And then the Sanctum's probably the worst bit of cards, but the creatures in Sanctum's really strong, and then some of the actions in Sanctum's really strong. So let me know if you think this deck will come together, if you think it'll be really solid and really good. I really appreciate you watching this video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We have more gaming content, and if you haven't noticed, we don't do full on-board KeyForge stuff, but if you like our KeyForge content, we'll definitely do more. Please check out our other games, our other content. It's a lot of fun. We'd love for you to hang out with us. Check out our Discord, discuss KeyForge, anime, gaming, all that good stuff with us. See you there. Stay awesome.